People who taught from experience, from having the experience, could then, and it was just a natural thing that would occur when they shared their experience of their awakening or anything about the Kundalini awakening or the Shakti or the chakras, and they had had the experience, whoever was really listening would get a light transmission. They would get a transmission from the divine. And let me tell you, for all the years that I was teaching metaphysics all over the world with some of the greatest leaders in so-called metaphysics and new thought, it wasn't until I met Enlightenment that I felt the light. And I was like, whoa, I feel drunk. How am I going to get home? And she said, remember to get in the car before you drive. And I still remember that. Have a cookie. And, you know, the greatest moments of your life all lead to the time when you finally can have that light transmitted. Not everybody feels it straight away, and you don't judge yourself or judge someone else by, oh, you can't feel it. I see it. I feel it. I see it. My bed shakes. That's great. But some people, it's so subtle. And then one day their whole world changes because maybe through many, many past lives, they had already been awakened or had certain amount of Shakti transmitted to them, and they meditated a lot, so some of their chakras were already partially activated. It's not like you open a chakra, it has to be activated. There's this Sushumna along the base of the spine. It's this hollow tube, but it's glistening. But before it begins to glisten, it is clogged. You can call it clogged by experience. It's an ethereal thing that you really don't get to see until later. As you go through higher and higher frequencies, the divine brings you into your own body. You know, I didn't know certain parts of my body were just like marrow, a little bit of marrow, and then there's not. And it's like how the brain works and how it looks like lightning is coming down into the brain. I mean, the experiences that one has as the Kundalini is coming from the base of the spine. This is everyone's birthright. No one, not one person can be breathing or be alive unless they have Kundalini at the base of their spine. This is the way to plug into the divine. And when you have light transmitted to you at the same time, it's like, it's not like, it is. I've seen it. Tiny little bubbles, smaller than atoms. You can't describe the size because it actually lives on a divine dimension. But you're activating the divine dimension in your consciousness. You think you live here, but you're actually living in a divine dimension, but you think you're living solidly here. You think you're living where there's this, there's that, there's, you know, but you're not. You're living in liquid. Liquid light. It is energy. It's pure. Exactly, babies. It's pure energy. Oh, she's looking up at Darwin with such love. I'd love a picture of that. Ding, ding. Anyway, you're living in this energy of absolute love. Better than the love boat. And so as our frequency shifts, we become more aware of the divine dimension, of these different frequencies or dimensions. You live in all of them right now in the ocean of the eternal light. However, when you're not aware of it, you're just not aware of it. But you can wake up like that. Some people have, that didn't even expect it because of all the past life work. So you can't judge yourself that, oh, I'm not fully awakened yet, I must be a poor student, I must be this, I must be that. You cannot judge yourself because the divine Kundalini is, I can't say intelligent. It's beyond intelligent, what we think is. It's divine wisdom. It knows when a soul is ready to awaken. It's not about being worthy. It's not about not being worthy. It doesn't matter what we think of ourselves as worthy or not worthy. It's not anything to do with ego. We do the practice and we allow her, the Kundalini, the light, the divine blood of the divine, to make the decisions for us. And she will come up the Sushumna in these bubbles that are just vibrating light, like golden blue almost. It's intensely beautiful. These shining, vibrating, translucent little bubbles that are just vibrating, cleaning as they go up the Sushumna, cleaning. You feel the vibration. And as it's cleaning and cleaning, you can feel like your heartbeat is all over your body, like there's a heartbeat in your big toe and down in your belly. It's not just where your heart is, wherever there's like pulses, you feel like there's a big heartbeat going when you're in meditation. When that happens, don't stop your meditation practice. Keep going. Allow yourself to be clean. Sometimes it can feel a little painful in certain meridians, in the baby little chakras, the meridians, when she's cleaning those out. They've all got to be cleaned out. And eventually what happens, they're all cleaned out. And like, say, for example, the heart chakra, you begin to feel heart glow. Like your heart is out here. You feel so much love. It's so intense. It's not always easy to handle straight away. That's why I always recommend having a really, really healthy, good diet. Lots of exercise to keep yourself fit, toned, yay, strong like bull, stronger than bull. Strong like God. And she knows who can handle it and who can't. There have been certain people, and some people may argue, okay, they're Kundalini awakened and they weren't prepared for it. So how can the Kundalini be so intelligent to awaken someone who is not ready for a Kundalini awakening, and then they go through a whole lot of crap because of it, and they don't know what's going on, and I feel like there's like ants in the brain, or they don't know what all those tingles are. They don't realize that's electrical divine currents from the divine awakening different parts of the brain, and that allows the Kundalini Shakti bubbles to come up the spine even more and more and more. It's enticing it. And as I'm transmitting the light, being plugged in, allowing the divine through the intention, that is also electrifying the brain, so that entices her to come up even further. And so when you're at that point where you're actually beginning to have heart glow, then you have divine love. Maybe you've had it your entire life, but it starts getting more intense. And you feel this soul sickness. You're searching for the divine. You don't know what it is. Maybe you start looking for a person to love. But it's really you wanting the divine. It's you wanting to connect to that which already is there, to your awakening.